Okay. How's it going, everyone? Crux Phoenix here. Today we're gonna talk about The Flash Season 8, Episode 3, titled Armageddon Part 3. Um, so, picking up where we left off last week, the Injustice Protocols. Ooh. So, at the end of the last crisis, the team set up fail-safes for each hero in case one of them goes rogue. Jefferson is Barry's failsafe. Um, Jefferson is supposed to disconnect Barry from the Speed Force, but he can't. Um, Not completely. He, for whatever reason, the Speed Force is just like it's too connected to Barry. You know. Ooh, Nora's gonna be upsetty. Although probably not. She's a lot more understanding now than previously. You know, she's got that humanity in her now. Anyway, now with the team, everyone is trying to find Barry, and Iris comes in, and it's like, yeah, I think she thinks her dad's saying that she thinks Joe's alive, or at least might be, or that maybe Barry's not, completely and utterly insane, like Desper has been saying. Cecile goes off completely on on uh on Iris because Cecile can't handle the grief of like four different people, like hers, Jenna's, Iris, and Barry. Like everyone's just like it's too much, and she's like, "No, we will save Barry without you." And so Iris just walks off to go and investigate her dad's death, and Allegra follows because Team Citizen forever. Uh, Watching the playback of the incident is interesting. But before that, Iris starts seeing weird particle things on the tracks. It's like Allegra can't see it now. So they go to the security booth because Allegra's like, "Oh, hey, look, fiber optic cameras and whatnot," and they get a playback of the thing. And it just shows an accident. The missing frames, it's just an accident happening. Now, I'm very suspicious. Joe died 6 months ago, but he didn't. We know he didn't. He was around 6 months ago. Hell, he was around, well, roughly 6 months ago for season 7. Obviously, for us, it was like 2 months ago, but like when it ended, it would have ended roughly 6 months ago. So he was alive for their wedding. Timeline's being very screwy. Um. Anyway, while this is going on, Cecile gets help from Dylan, aka Top. Uh, it's interesting to be noted that Dylan and Cecile's powers are similar but different. Now, with help from Chester, they build an amplifier of sorts to track down Barry. Now, they do successfully manage to track him down. Unfortunately, Despero comes in and nearly kills Dylan, um, and rips the location of Barry from them. Now, Iris, in her investigations, realizes, wait, something's up, and she goes to the train station and waits for Dion there. and she's like, and so he's like, when he asks her, like, did you forget our appointment? She's like, no, I wanted you to be here, which is why she's here. Obviously, time literally slows and then stops when Dion shows up, which is amazing. I love the Still Force. I love Dion so much. He's like, well, I am a Force God, right? As he introduces himself, so I can, adapt. Like when he questions her about the missing appointment, he's like, I am a Speed Force. I am a Force God. It's fine. I can adapt. There's like coffee falling like midair. It's really cool. I love the Force gods. Like they're amazing. Um, anyway, so she's like, no, I need you to remove all of the treatments. And he's like, look, you could like completely slip out of the timeline. She's like, do it. So he snaps his fingers, releases the thing, and all of a sudden, you just see these gray particles like we've seen all episode. And Dion just puts his hand on her shoulder so that he can like sync up with her, and he sees them too. He's like, wait a minute. They're decaying time particles, not growing. That's weird. Someone accessed the negative still force to alter the timeline. Dun dun dun. Anyway, they go now Dion and Iris and Despero all show up at the Hall of Justice. Despero tries to kill Barry. Jefferson stops him. This is after Jefferson had like had a heart to heart with Barry, and they had also duked it out. Where he's like, okay, I will live, I will keep my powers and all of that. I wish he had it. Look for his powers. Barry, you dumbass. Anyway, like I get it. I get the reasoning. I still think it's a dumb decision. Right? They're like, oh, hey, look, I'm faster than Eobard thought. Oh, wait, no, now I'm not anymore. Oh, fuck's sake. Anyway, so Jefferson manages to disarm Despero of Barry's throat because he was like, I'm gonna snap your neck. And he tells Barry, run, figure this out. And so Dion gives Barry some still force powers because he doesn't have enough of a connection to the Speed Force. And Barry runs to the future. Here's the thing, right? When he pops up, there's a West party. And I'm like, wait, what? He walks in, and lo and behold, the great douchebag himself is giving a speech. Apparently, he's getting married to Iris in 2031. And I'm just like, what the flying fuck? Right? And then, after the speech is done, you see Mr. Thawne look at Barry, and everyone turns around and is like, what is he doing here? And that's where the episode ends. Now, it should be noted that you have Ryan Wilder, Alex Danvers, Ryan Choi. By the way, what the? You have like the three of the characters for the crossover that are supposed to be here for the crossover in suit are here, and oh wait a minute. I think we figured out who killed Joe. But now the question is, how did he create and tap into a negative still force? Because we know the negative speed force is artificial, sort of. Because Eobard Thawne created it in whenever the hell it was that he lives and created the thing. We know he created it and fused with it essentially in the future. So it's technically artificial. So how the flying fuck is a negative still force? So this man went and created a negative still force to fuck with the timeline to become faster than Barry, which so because Barry is now faster than him. Like this man is petty as shit. You created a secondary artificial force just to screw with a singular person. Like, how petty can you get? I don't like Thawne. I wish he would stay deleted from the universe, but we gotta have our crutch. I know someone's gonna be like, oh, but in the comics, blah 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 blah. I don't. This isn't the comics. This is the CW verse or Arrowverse if you don't like CW verse. But like, he's been written out of the timeline like 3-4 times now, including being wiped from the multiverse as a whole. Thawne should not exist. I don't know why they keep bringing him back. Look, I get it. We needed him for Godspeed. But after that, he should have disappeared into the ether. Like, legitimately, he should have just... Wish he had. Now, this explains why we don't have Nora and Bart in the timeline currently. They're not around. It's because Barry doesn't... with Iris. Which is weird. Right, like... I don't like this. This is Armageddon is by far the worst crossover event in the history of the Arrowverse. And that's including the first one with just Arrow and Flash, where it's the color rainbow person. Anyway. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to the rest of this crossover. Anyway, tell me what you guys thought of the episode down in the comment section down below. That's going to be for this video. If you guys haven't already, hit like, hit subscribe if you're new. I will see you guys next time. And as always, stay bright.